2014 echoes the 50th anniversary of St. Aloysius' graduation class of 1964. As we reminisce this event, we will take a journey through the images found in the yearbooks that traveled with the class during those 4 years, a journey through time. Join us now in celebrating Allegon Year 1961. Here we see freshmen working industriously on a Latin test in Sister Marita Dennis's class. Sister Gabriel Mary explains tangent circles in geometry class. Two white mice are being used for experiments for the science fair. Miss Taylor explains the structure of the tapeworm in the biology lab. These students are observing an experiment in linear expansion of rods in the science lab. And here you're seeing a physics class in action. A pristine view of the chemistry lab after classes. We are observing senior steno students having letters corrected by Sister Cornelia Marie in the steno class. The Glee Club is singing at the opening of the Christmas pageant with Sister Agnes Vincent directing. Here we have a student on the wrong side of the camera. Do you remember those brownie cameras of way back? An autumn afternoon on the boulevard. Do you remember those carriages of yesterday? The class ring, an enduring symbol of the faith, truth, and loyalty of the ideal academy girl. Sister Cornelia is checking the rings for the junior ring ceremony. Here we have a winter storm bringing peaceful seclusion to the new wing. Join us now as we celebrate Allegon Year 1962. Here, students are learning the use of the rheoscope and the stereo zoom from Sister Regis. These students check the relative growing of the philodendron under different growing conditions. These students are observing the siphon of distilled water for a budding yeast culture. You can see that these sophomore biologists are studying very diligently the basic techniques of a microscope. Here, students are concentrating on improving their speed through the aid of a record. A record, that's a vinyl record. Long gone. These students are eagerly preparing to watch acting and public speaking on television. French club officers adjust the camera's angle before showing the movie Saint Bernard de Clairvaux. Every inch the determined biologist, this young lady removes the ovaries from an unsuspecting rat. Art students add finishing touches to their masterpieces. Here we have a demonstration of the threading of a sewing machine. It's done much the same way today. Moving like a spring breeze, this student displays her cool creation. Lovely. As one student concentrates on sewing, another searches the pages of Simplicity for an inspiration. Simplicity was a pattern book. These students are modeling their pretty creations. On June 14, 1962, at St. Aloysius Church, these new alumni were presented. Here we have students that have grouped around the statue of Abraham Lincoln after studying his part in American history. These two master bakers place the cupcakes in the oven while the other two are preparing the icing. Betcha they were good. This group has declared that the chicken soup never looked so good. And this is a very serious explanation that only controlled suds will do the job. Here, students are admiring the prizes that were raffled to support the yearbook. Captions are being typed for the faculty section of the Allegon by these students. Here, a detailed explanation of the fundamentals of good photography is being shared. Do you remember the brownie camera? And those flash bulbs. Now we move along and celebrate the Allegon year of 1963. These students are admiring their work as they prepare refreshments. These students are being photographed as they depart for the MacArthur Theater at Princeton to see the Greek tragedy Antigone. Here you observe an experiment with basic full-wave rectifier being done in a physics class. Miss Taylor is discussing the setup for the hydrogen experiment. Now these students are about to view a slide of amoeba from the rheoscope. Being given is a detailed explanation of the art of changing a ribbon. Nasty job, remember that? These students are enjoying learning steno by modern methods. Quote, modern methods. Mrs. Claudia Moffat, the school nurse, checks students' health reports. Sparky white uniform and the cap. Nurses don't wear caps anymore. Here we have a demonstration of the basic technique of clinical practice as a part of the pre-service activities of the Future Nurses Club. Mr. Vincent Keene of the Mount Carmel Guild tests hearing by means of the audiometer. These students prepare their stock at Sister Regis's booth on Mission Day. And Mrs. Kennedy has questions for her sophomore English class on a point in grammar. Here we see a competent future housewife cleaning up after she has finished making cookies for the annual faculty party. These students were hostesses for the Mothers Auxiliary meeting. All the refreshments were made by the juniors in home economics. These home economics students prepare batter for something very special, I'm sure. Sister Rose Lima of Maryknoll, an alumni of the Academy, previews her film showing the work of the Maryknoll sisters in Korea. These students are transporting an extra supply of soda for the Coke machine. Coke used to come in glass bottles back then. Looking the situation over, prospective drivers explore the motor. They're very serious, aren't they? A neophyte explains to future drivers how to start the car. Let's hope she's successful. And now we move on to explore Allegan year 1964. President John Fitzgerald Kennedy. I present to you our principal, Sister Mary Canise. I present to you Vice Principal, Sister Cecilia Marie. Here we have a current of truth. A reflection of 1960s fashion. Note the pillbox hat, which was made famous by First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy. These students are enjoying the benefits of having their own locker. Here we see students trying out the new Enlargograph. These students are exploring the location of Italy on the library globe. No internet, no laptop, no tablet. These students are using the reference facilities of the library. Again, no internet, no laptop, no computers of any sort. These student technicians are becoming familiar with the film strip projector. Yep, I said film strip. Film, thing of the past. Enjoying the fruits of their labors, these students learn the art of gracious serving from Mrs. Smith. Students and their partners enjoy the music at the junior dance. These staff members are cooking up some new ideas for the literary magazine. Coach Joanne Clark and manager Kathleen Platt with ASA's Varsity. Here you are observing cheerleaders in action. They always did a great job. Ease and enthusiasm are personified in the captain of the cheerleaders. Students glance over their letters of commendation received as a result of the National Merit Scholarship Qualifying Test. These junior members of the Glee Club sing joyfully at the Christmas pageant. Beaming after a successful performance, Annette Golubutsky and her partner, Richard Turek. This is the 1964 prom committee at the Hotel Plaza in New York City, December 26, 1963. These students are sporting fashionable gym suits with ankle-high sneakers. These suits are one piece, yes, I said one piece, with an overskirt. These gals display appreciation for a class skip. Looks like they really enjoyed it. These students are enjoying a lunch period in the park in what appears to be a lovely spring day. These students are making use of the library card catalog for material and in English assignments. Oh my good grief, those cards. There are so many for so many different categories. Decorating one of the bulletin boards in the typing room is what's going on here. These students are practicing the art of taking dictation from a record, a vinyl record. Here we get to see the new electric typewriter. These students are practicing on the new electric typewriters. Here we observe the cleaning of typewriters, which can be quite an experience. Ugh, what a job! These future Secretary Club members listen attentively while a new adding machine is being demonstrated by a representative of the Underwood Olivetti Corporation.